First of all, this is a bit breaking. And I haven't looked yet. I wanted to be surprised, although there's not really going to be much of a surprise here. But Vox announced who made the next Democratic debates and who did not. Well, let's find out, shall we? I have a feeling there's not going to be a lot of surprises. I have a feeling there's going to be a certain amount of disappointment because this is what the establishment does. They try to get anti-war candidates off the stage as soon as they can. They try to get non-corporate candidates off the stage as soon as they can. That's kind of how it's always been, at least in my lifetime. And it doesn't look like things are any different. Now, an exception to this time around is Bernie Sanders. Bernie has built something so large that they can't cheat him that blatantly. They can't really get him off the debate stage because his following is too big. They will, of course, try to cheat him when it comes time to vote. Will we be big enough and loud enough? I don't know. Only time will tell. But right now, here's what's going on in regards to the next debate. It's the last day to qualify for the third Democratic debate. Here is who's missing out. 10 candidates have made the cut. And this was updated just several hours ago. This is breaking. Democrats aren't just letting anyone onto their presidential debate stage anymore. This is according to the article. Here's a question for you, Andrew, over at Vox. When were Democrats letting just anyone onto their presidential debate stage? When did that happen? When were our debates free and open in this country? Not just on the Democratic side, but just in general. When did that happen? Not in my lifetime, I can guarantee you. Or at least if it happened in my lifetime, I wasn't cognizant of it. Because I was not paying attention to politics. I was too young or whatever else. Certainly not in as long as I've been paying attention to politics. That has not been the case. That we have some open and transparent debate process. I remember they made up the rules as they went along so they can get Dennis Kucinich off the stage in 2008 as soon as they could. So that they can get Ron Paul off that stage once it came time for the general as soon as they could. What do those two candidates have in common? Not a lot, except for one issue: war. They're both non-interventionists. They're both peace candidates. Got both of them off the stage as soon as possible. And there was a really famous there was a really famous comic that came out at the time where it just showed Dennis Kucinich and Ron Paul holding up peace signs, wondering why they were excluded from the debates. And then on the top of it, it said, MSNBC, we're owned by the people who make bombs. Because at the time, MSNBC was owned by General Electric, people who profit off of bombs. It's better now. They're just owned by Comcast now. They're a lot more integrity now. They got Comcast. All right, anyway, let's look at this article. So who made it, right? That's what we really want to know. All right, so currently just 10 candidates have qualified for September's third debate. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg. You don't say his name right, Pete Buttigieg. Beto O'Rourke, stand on something, stand for nothing. Cory Booker somehow qualified. Cory Booker forgets that he's running for president until another debate comes along, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing that. I totally spaced that, bro. I'm running for president. Oh man. Let me get one of my college buddies to write a testimonial for me saying how awesome I would be. And then I'll look totally unprepared on the debates because all I'll have to say to any question is, well, Trump's terrible. Look, well, Trump said some things and I had a fun moment in front of the camera. They could ask, the debate question could be, hey, Cory Booker, what did you have for breakfast this morning? And he could say, I bet Trump ate something really unhealthy this morning. I bet Trump had KFC for breakfast. Isn't he bad? And then like sheep, the audience will applaud. I'm not saying Trump's not terrible. Trump is terrible and repulsive. I'm saying Cory Booker has nothing to say and nothing to add for the conversation. He has probably never had an original thought go through his head ever in his life. He has no policy plan whatsoever. He is just a corporate tool. So all he brings to any debate, at least thus far, is, hey, Trump's bad. Trump's really bad. Trump said, hey, what did you have for lunch, Cory Booker? I bet Trump had something unhealthy. Hey, Cory Booker, what's your favorite hobby? I bet Trump sucks at tennis. And people will applaud. They'll be like, yeah, we can't argue with that. Cory Booker, he's somehow still around. Meanwhile, they kept Mike Gravel off the debate stage, an actual peace candidate. They managed to fudge the rules about what polls qualify and which ones don't. Because the DNC, Democratic is in their name, very ironically. They just get to make up the rules as they go along. All right, so Cory Booker, who I don't even think he knows that he's running for president. Can someone tweet him and remind him? In fact, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it right now. We're going to tweet Cory Booker and remind him. So let's see. As long as he hasn't blocked me. All right, he hasn't. Hey, man, for whatever reason, you qualified for the next debate. So, here, wait, ... So, just wanted to remind you, you are, in fact, still running for president for some unknown reason. All right, we'll see if he tweets me back. There, I just let him know. I put the little dot so everybody can see the tweet. Cory Booker. I honestly, he doesn't know. All right, so who else made it? Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, and Julian Castro. All right. So the 11 other candidates in the field have all failed to meet the polling requirement imposed by the DNC because they get to cherry pick which polls do and don't count. The polling threshold proved more challenging. Tom Steyer, Tulsi Gabbard, and Marianne Williamson all met the donor requirement, but Steyer fell 1 poll short, Gabbard fell 2 polls short, and Marianne Williamson fell 3 polls short. All right. So then they go on in this article to talk about what qualifies for the Democratic debates. You know, first, you have to have the polls that meet their threshold, the polls that they have given their seal of approval to. There's certain newspapers in cities that they don't meet the threshold. Cities, newspapers, their polls don't meet the threshold for whatever reason. Other media outlets, their polls don't meet the threshold for whatever reason. You have to have their the polls that the DNC gave their blessing to. You also have to find a candy bar with a golden ribbon in it. And by the way, the DNC distributes the candy bars at random. Also, you have to find a black cat before the black cat crosses the street. Lucy, do not let Tom Steyer find you. Go straight to Tulsi Gabbard's house. They know that she's not the DNC black cat, though. They know that. They're like, oh, no. No. That is not it. That's not the cat. That's not the cat. So there are the names, and this is breaking as of right now. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Beto O'Rourke, stand on something, stand for nothing. Cory Booker just found out he's running. Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, Julian Castro. The others did not meet the polling requirements that the DNC makes up as they're going along. All right.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news